Hello all, and welcome to what is to be a one-off video made in the style of, indeed, one could almost say as an homage, in my eyes, to the #1 Dota 2 commentator caster, the man who is Pyrion Flax. Why Pyrion Flax, I hear you gasp, scratching your heads, chins, or even crotches if you've been sat at the desk for too long. Why not befriend Purge, or Puppy, or Dendy, or Sing Sing if you want a friend who can teach you the Dota 2 way? Well, let me explain why this man is the man. The Purge Meister General, with his newly developed wisp-like beard and tash and his hint of elvish blood, with his thin yet masterly chiselled features. Well, let's talk about Purge, who, let us not forget, did make it to the #2 spot. You see, there are two sides to this man. Yes, man, for he is a man, even if he does have one direction here. He carries it better than all of them. He carries his hair like a warrior carries his trusted sword, or a painter carries his palette, or Han Solo carries his demeanour. When I first started playing Dota, he was the first man, the original guru unto whose direction I was steered. "Go learn the ways of the Purge," my friend said to me, "for he is the light and the truth and plays Skeleton King like a badass." And so I went. And after watching many of his videos and taking copious notes in my little Beano notebook, I left this site feeling confused. It was as if I'd been at an executive board meeting. I was the company's new boy and Purge was the CEO, swivelling around languidly in his revolving chair with fingers steepled together and his icy gaze pondering my existence. One moment he's laughing and joking and giving great advice and telling me that what I can bring to the company, and the next he's calling me an idiot and CCing messages to the other executives explaining how useless I am and moaning about me. Then the next he's back and he's laughing and he's rump slapping and inviting me to marry his daughter. After watching several Purge videos, I left wondering if I ever had the good grace to meet up with Purge, whether he would bollock me for buying a game because I'm terribly bad at playing, or would he be a kindly uncle who would welcome me with open mic, get my cheek between his thumb and finger and wiggle it whilst ruffling my hair? Or would I find him looming over me as I played, only to whack me over the head with a rolled up newspaper the moment I did something wrong? Here is a man, I thought, with two sides, a Jekyll and a Hyde. I guess that's what you need to succeed in this game. On the outside, Purge has to be a tough guy, even though deep down he may be a man who just wants to cuddle kittens and ruminate on the shape of clouds while basking in the summer sun. Who knows? He is the schizophrenic good cop bad cop, a calm river yet a raging torrent. Whatever the case, the Flax for me is just a little bit more amiable and understanding. But who else does he rise above, I hear you ask? Well, only the great Dota Jedi Master himself, Tobi-Wan Kenobi. A younger, more sprightly Alec Guinness, you could say, the Guinness of kind hearts and coronets, endowed with the wisdom of the great Obi-Wan too. He is humour and wisdom rolled into one. His commentary bears a startling resemblance to the sounds of a young child opening his birthday presents, one who is so excited he almost forgets his present because he's too busy jumping around a room in his pyjamas, elated with joy. And yet, with that joy comes great understanding. If he unwraps a bike, he knows all about it. He can tell you the make, the way the gears work. He can tell you what metals have been used to craft the very spokes. Tobi-Wan is the excitable flurry of Dota 2 knowledge, and it is this trait, coupled with his ceaseless enthusiasm, that enamoured me to this very game. I thank you, Tobi-Wan. I truly do. Why Pyrion Flax above all the others, Sojourn, are still here? You have yet to explain yourself, I hear my wife and unborn child cry from downstairs whilst they both watch Neighbours. He is quite simply the Dota 2 everyman. He represents us all, the one with whom I identify. When I see him, I feel his pain. I understand his frustrations. He is a mirror of my own ineptitudes. He is my Arthur Dent, hapless, comic, a pawn to the world of Dota 2. He seeks to understand this world but cannot. Yet, when all around him is chaos, and he has people swearing down mics at him in Russian or even, God forbid, English, he doesn't care. He simply doesn't care because he knows it's him against the world, and I bless him for that. He is my Ted Mosby, my Teddy Westside, my T-Moss, my T-Dog, a man who is unafraid to leap into the deep end and say to all those around him, I'm going to do my shit in this game, and you guys have had enough of being nice. You guys are just going to have to deal with it. And because of this, he has the balls to play alongside the Purges and Sing Sings of this world, and they don't care either. Why? Because of his humour and his screaming and running around, a wonderful sense of need to feed the other team early games so that they feel like they're going to win? No, because he's got balls and says, so what, to those who would dare moan about his gameplay. Just deal with it or GG quit. I too wish to have balls like that. This is why he appeals to me so much, and why I feel I have a good argument for him to add me to his already bulging sack of friends. His problems, his frustrations are mirrors of my own. The good friends I play regularly with in this game put up with my awful, awful play. I might get the odd "what are you doing?" or a horribly suppressed sigh as I run away into the jungle just as a teamfight is beginning, but they're a forgivable lot, and I consider myself privileged to play alongside them. I am their very own Flax, aimlessly tossing and gushing all over the place. It's a messy experience for everyone, and one in which I would share with the great man himself. So if you watch this, Flax, then I end this commentary with an ode to your good self in the hope that it will endear you to a fellow countryman and a stalwart Dota 2 player. I thank you. Like John to my Ponch, or Manuel to your Faulty, like Ernie to your Bert, or Pete to your Daltrey, let's be Dota 2 chums and play awfully together, whilst North Korea's unicorns frolic in fields of heather. I realise after making this video, I sound deeply stalky and have no wish to get that across. But there you go. That's what I've done.